And I'm Sonya, your hooded eye, menopausal, mature skin, over 50 makeup friend. And I want to talk about some hooded eyes. I got a really great question the other day. And I think the way I may answer it may surprise you. Hi, what's going on? If you're here, I want you to say hi. I am going to be working with just a few eyeshadow colors, and now I don't even know where I put them. I'm going to be working with just a few eyeshadow colors, but we're gonna focus a little bit on the face, which may surprise you. You're like, I thought we were doing hooded eyes, and I have really super hooded eyes. So the first thing we're going to do with our hooded eyes is we're going to follow a couple principles that I'm going to teach you. But if you have those hooded eyes that we're talking, they lay over your lashes. And I get it. You really don't have a lot of room right here in your eyelid area at all. Like, you don't have much room when you put eyeshadow on. It kind of is just hidden by the skin that's flopping over. I get it. Okay. So mine hangs on my lashes, but I do have a little bit of room right there. So, hey, hi. Okay, you hooded eye people. Good, I'm glad that you're here. So let me, first and foremost, as I'm talking here, you need to do, if you have super hooded eyes or any eye, but if you have an eyeball, you need to, or if you just want makeup on, even if you don't have eyeballs, do your eyebrows. It's super important that you do your eyebrows, especially if you have what we're talking super hooded eyes. Hi, hello from Scotland. So I'm going to grab my compact here that I'm using my makeup out of, and I'm going to use this NYX Lift and Snatch, and I'm just simply going to do my brows. So what I'm doing, guys, I'm over 50. I have a hard time seeing my brows in my phone. So I underline them first. So I kind of put a border on the bottom with little hair-like strokes. Just do the best you can. And then I start filling in here, and I go from bottom up. And then I make sure that my arch is covered. And then I switch colors. It's ridiculous. So ash brown's a little dark, but it's great for outlining. And then I use soft brown to fill it all in. So now see what it is. I have a little bit of microblading in there. It's not been done for years. So the tattooing that's left is hit or miss. I elongate the brow. Do not make it go down. Do not make it go down. You're pointing south. We don't want anything pointing south. We already have enough pointing south. Okay, so get those brows filled in. If you hear any hammering, they're doing the rough, because I want a rough. That's what I wanted to pay for this year. Just kidding. It's fine. All right, so we've gotten one brow done, and here, this one, start about as much as you can on the eye in. There, that's a little bit much. This is why I like this pen. Watch. It comes off. It's so good. It's good for me anyway. If you're good with your brows, with whatever you're using, keep using it. If you need a link to this one, let me know after the live and I will get it. So that brow does not come in as good as this one. So I have to write it on a little bit, but that's when it becomes tricky, because that's when things can go south. Okay, I accented the arch, taking soft brown and filling it in. If you just got on here, I'm going to show you what to do if you have really super hooded eyes, because I got this question the other day, and I think, I teach these principles for hooded eyes all the time. And I get the fact that sometimes that link, okay, hang on. It's NYX Lift and Snatch. If you say link please now, I can't send it to you. But after the video, if you didn't get it, come back, say it again after I post it, and I'll get it to you. So, what was I saying? Oh, I got this really great question the other day, and that was her question. She said, my skin hangs all the way down onto my lashes. What do I do? And I get that. Let me make sure what color I'm using. I get that. I completely get it. So we need to do a little bit of other things in addition to what we're doing, but you can still create lift on your face, and that's what we want to do. So I've already done my makeup, but there's a couple things I didn't do. I didn't brighten and I didn't contour, but we're mainly going to fight. What are we doing? We're mainly going to focus on some brightening to create lift. We're going to use some light to create some lift. But first we're going to do the eyes. So the eyes, I'm going to start out with these colors right here. I don't even know what's in here, but we're going to be good. We're going to call it good. We're going to start out with a color like chai. And I'm just going to use a pencil or oh my gosh, it's a brush. We're going to use a firm brush, and I'm simply going to put this on the mobile lid. Even if you have super hooded eyes, you might even want to, oh, hang tight. Bad, Sonya. Don't do your eyeshadow without primer. This is not a Saint product. This is Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the color Eden, and I like it a lot. I just get it off of Amazon, and this color corrects my eyelid and helps my eyeshadow to stick and helps it to pop. So there we go. Okay, make sure it's on good. Make sure you got everything. Sometimes I go back and add just a little tiny bit more. Don't get too much on because you really can make it crease, and we don't want creasing. Our lids are already hanging all over each other with our hooded eyes, so I have an eyelash that's wanting to come off. I have fake eyelashes on, as you can probably tell. Okay, primer's on. We're going to start out with, you can do one of two things with really, really, really super hooded eyes, okay? You can use a lighter color on the mobile lid like Cupcake, or you can use this color Chai. I feel like either one's going to be okay, okay? We're just going to put it, mobile lid is that lid that blinks. That's the lid that you're moving. And we're going to put Chai on the mobile lid. Okay, and then I'm going to take a medium shade like Bird, and here's where you're going to have to play with those hooded eyes. Now, I'm going to grab a different brush here than what I always use. That's the one I wanted. This is called the Blur brush right here. I should have used that. I could use it for Chai. I don't have to have two brushes then, like that. And then this one's a little bit smaller than the eyeshadow brush, which is kind of nice. If you have a small area here, and you're finding that your fluffy brushes are too big and you end up making mud, and you know, you're like, oh, that's nice, I put purple and now purple is everywhere because this is big. Get a fluffy brush that is it's just smaller. Like the Blur brush is one that's smaller, or if you just need to use the more dense end of the eyeshadow brush, that's okay. So we're going to take this color like Bird, and I'm going to put it on, and then you have really hooded eyes, right? So you're looking at this and you're like, I don't even know what to do with this. You're going to still do the same principles. You're going to stick that color right there, and you're just going to swirl it on. You're just going to sweep it on above your natural crease or on that skin that's moving. If it's moving and you need to tighten it, that's okay, but you have to be really careful on your placement. I do feel like for a lot of us, if we tilt our heads up and go like that, see how it tightens the skin? And then just, you see, I'm being very gentle too. I'm not doing a lot of moving of the skin. And I know I'm starting to get that crepey skin up there, so I understand that sometimes it'll move. Okay, so put a little bit over there. Okay, so we've created some dimension, and let's do that to both sides. See, I always do that. I always put my head up. I guess if you need to figure out where you're going to put it, it needs to go above the natural crease like that, and then go like this, mark it, and then just gently. If you're in a hurry and you're very first starting this, you may want to, you know, give yourself an extra 5 minutes in the morning. Okay. And let me show you what you don't want to do with any of that hood. The hood needs depth. The hood needs dark. And the hood is this. Let me grab it. Don't gross out. This is the hood. Okay? That's the hood. That's the hood. That's the hood. But this hood, as you can see, even comes right here. Okay? I hope no one passed out. That hood comes all the way that way and more for some of us. So we have to be diligent about where we put the light and where we put the dark. So I'm choosing to put the dark, and I need to, right in my crease and above my crease. If you have the very hooded hanging eyes, then you still, same principles apply, okay? So if this is totally hanging over, do you see I still have a little bit of darkness on there? It's okay. That's what we're gonna do. You're still gonna have a little bit of dark, but see how you can, they're doing the roof. This right here, you can still see a little bit of that, and we're gonna emphasize that here in just a minute, okay? So we're gonna go out a little bit. Hear me say this for any of you, but especially us hooded eye, droopy eye people, you cannot get your eyeshadow too low over here or you're gonna create dimension where you don't want it and it's gonna create droop, okay? I have this eye is more hooded over here. It's the weirdest thing. Okay, so we've got that medium to dark shade on. You can stop there. You can totally stop there and that would be okay. Or you can add a little bit more depth. Let's not add more depth because I'm really addressing you ladies that are just have that really, really hooded eye. Okay, so we're gonna leave this. Now, this right here is not blended in the way that I want it. And so this is gonna be one of two ways you can do this. I'm gonna take, remember that really light color we talked about earlier? Cupcake. Or you can take, now again, this is hooded eyes, regular eyes, or super hooded eyes. Or you can take Drift, any light shimmer, even this one, Soulmate, which is the one I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna show you Cupcake first, okay? I want you to take a small brush because you have a small area. Now, this area right here is hooded. Why am I leaning forward? Okay, this right here is hooded too. Do not get shimmer on that or a lot of light. If you get a little, it's not the end of the world. If you like it there, put it there. What I find is if I put a shimmer all along here and then I put a little bit right here, this pops that hood. Light draws forward, okay? We're trying to recede the hood back with some darkness. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this. I'm gonna take a small brush because you have a very small area. I'm gonna take a small area of the eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna take a little bit of that Cupcake. If you need to, go like this, do whatever you need to do and add a little bit of light right around that tear duct. Okay? See how that, like look at there and look at there. Well, I got a little bit of eye primer right there, but it's just gonna open it up a little bit more, okay? And that right there will help you out a lot, okay? So let's do that over here. Make them match. Cupcake, you can use a shimmer if you like. Just avoid hitting that hood. Okay, that's gonna help. Now I'm gonna blend. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a little bit of that Cupcake and this is where, okay. Oh, that pounding just is so distracting because I'm afraid it's bothering you. I'm sorry if it is. Okay, we're gonna create a little bit of lift right here. We've lifted our brows. We've accented that. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of this Cupcake and you can take this eyeshadow brush. If you have a smaller area, you could use the multitasker flat end or the small end. You could use the spot brush if you have it, any brush like this, or any brush that you have that's small enough to fit right directly on the under eye. So let's take a little bit of this, and then all I'm gonna do is like draw a line right directly on the under eye. And you're creating lift, okay? You got really hooded eyes and you're super concerned. You can't really see the colors. You haven't created a lot of dimension, but you're gonna add a little bit of that for lift. So let's take the spot brush and do the other side right directly underneath the brow because we don't want dark all the way up there. And if you only have a tiny, tiny little area, then only do a tiny, tiny little area right there. And then I want you to take the small end and I want you to take and just blend this in a little bit right here. That's all. See how this was just looking a little wonky? I'm just taking Cupcake and I'm just kind of doing that, okay? Isn't that good? Hey, oh, hi, my dad is actually doing good, but he seems to do good in the hospital. Long story short, my dad's been in and out of the hospital. This is the fourth time. I think what we're finding out is he has to have less salt. He was not modifying his diet. We kind of didn't know the importance of it. Regardless, that's what it is. Thank you for asking. Okay, so that's very sweet of you. Okay, I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm not gonna use that shimmer like I told you. That was Soulmate. It's really super pretty across that lid, but I want to, okay. If you have hooded eyes, we're gonna get out of the eyes because I just told you everything that you could do to create some lift and dimension and try to do your eyes in the best way that you can. We're actually gonna D Nicholson 737. She's asking if eyelashes make the eyes look less hooded and more open. It depends. If you have lashes already, then my answer would be putting mascara on will add definition and create lift for you. I have the most stubby, holy, like holes in them lashes. So I literally cannot just wear mascara. I don't have enough lashes to do so, and it doesn't look good. So for me, yes, it does create lift and dimension for me. But if you have lashes, your mascara will. Okay, we're gonna go into brightener, and then we're gonna take a smudge brush. I don't want this smudge brush. I want this smudge brush. Okay, we're gonna take a smudge brush or any dense brush, and not a big one. You need a small one. You could even take the small end of an eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna take the flat end. There's a flat end, flatter end, and I'm gonna take my brightening shade, okay? This is where you're gonna start creating some lift in different areas that you wouldn't think about because you're doing your hooded eyes. Because I have hooded eyes and I have a drooping face and I have an aging face, I'm 55. I'm gonna create areas of light that are gonna help just open things up and create some lift. So we're gonna take it and put it in areas that maybe you wouldn't know of. You know, we would stick a brightener, right? Like that. Take that out of your brain. You're not doing that anymore. You're gonna take this shade, and I'm gonna leave it and not blend it right now. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put a little bit here above my brow. I'm gonna take a little bit here. Now, if you have, yay, she loves Stay products, me too. Then I'm gonna take some here, but if you have deep crow's feet and this accent it, don't use a brightening shade, use a normal foundation shade. I'm gonna create lift there, okay? 1, 2. I'm gonna create here some lift in my jowl. And then here it gets a little tricky because I feel like depending on what we have going on, what we can do to create lift. And I'm just gonna put a little dot there. I have put a dot here and I don't always love it. So I'm gonna put a dot there. I'm gonna put a dot here. And then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna create lift by taking what's left on my brush and then going like that. Did I get all my areas? Oh, nope. Jowls. Put a little bit right there. Okay. So that right there are the areas, that's it. That's a lot. You don't need to do that much, but that's the areas of lift that you're gonna have. So let's just start blending this in, and you can take your finger and let's go like so. In your temple, we're sinking in the temple. What is that on my face? Lift right here, you're going from the corner of your eye to the tail of your brow. Right like that. And then I come right here, just a little bit on the top of my cheek. And then I'm gonna take this. Now this is, you guys are like, I thought this was hooded eyes. This is. If you have such hooded eyes and droopy eyes, okay, that you almost cannot see any of your blush or any of your eyeshadow. I've done that like 5 times today. Any of your eyeshadow, this is what you're gonna concentrate on instead. Okay, and then we got a little bit of brightener here next to my nose. Okay, Crab Daddy Scratch wants to know about eye bags. I just did a video on that, but here, I'll show you at the end. And then now I'm gonna carve out my cheekbone a little bit with that lighter color, and I didn't add any more to my brush. Remember, I already had some right here, and I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna blend that was there for my jowl, blend it down a little bit, and then I'm just gonna simply go like this. Now that's too much of a line, but we're gonna go like that, and then I'm gonna tap it in. We're gonna blend it like so. Okay? Like that. And then right here where I have my jowl, I'm gonna blend that down. There was a dark area right there, and all I'm doing is filling that dark area in. Like so, all right? So we're just creating lift like that. You can even do down the center of your nose if you want. You could just do the end of your nose if you want. Isn't that lovely? Tap it in, sorry. Okay, so what you're doing is you're just creating areas of light because your hooded eyes are super, super hard. So let's just do it again. There's only, there's just sometimes, this is the other things that we have to do. This is where we shift. This is where I want to teach you how to look at your face a little bit different. And instead of focusing on, I can't get my eyes to look how I want because of XYZ, we're going to shift and we're going to go, okay, I'm still going to do my eyes on everything that Sonya just taught me, but I am now going to go over here and I'm going to create areas of lift because she said to do that. And then you can be like, oh, this is working. This is creating lift in areas I didn't even think about. And yet I still have lift on my face, even though I can't see the eyeshadow shades maybe like I wanted. We're good. Okay, so I just carved out my cheekbones. And then I'm going to show you eye bags here in a minute. Because I get that question a lot. Okay, so we've created areas of light and dimension. And you're gonna love your makeup when you're done, okay? Even though you have really hooded eyes. So eye bags, if you guys want to know about that, I already have my color on, but I'm just going to quickly explain it. You're going to take a small brush like this, and you're going to do your face first. Don't do your blush and brightening yet, but do all your foundation and do your bronzer and then get done and then look at it. And I have darkness here and I have purple, and then I have really light under eyes right here. But you can see I'm concaved. So what I do is I use either Suede lip liner and Bella bronzer, or I use Bella bronzer, and I fill in the light, the bag. This is your bag. This is the bag of your eye. The bag of your eye, it's protruding, it's sticking out, and then it's sinking in. And I'll show you what to do with the sinking in area. You're gonna darken the bag a little bit, not darker than your face, but if it's light, you're going to put a little bit of bronzer or Suede lip liner or something a little bit darker on there so it completely blends in. The dark's going to recede the bag back. You're going to take your concealer, a darker concealer, and put on your blue and purple and whatever other colors you got on there. Okay, and then this is the last thing we're going to do. We're going to take that brightening shade. Where did I put it? I set it over here, right here. And you're sinking in areas. You're going to take the spot brush, any really nice pointed brush like so, like that. It has to be pointed, and you're not going to drop it. I just watch myself do these things. I'm going to take the tiny bit of this light color, and then for you, so you can see it, I'm going to show you. I'm going to start over here because it's the darkest. Those are not dark. Like, see, that's not blue, brown, purple, anything. It's a shadow. So in the shadow, I'm going to put a light color. Like so. Ooh, my Alexa went off. Must have been Amazon delivery. Okay. And you're using, remember, principle is going to be less is best. Number one. Okay. You're just putting in where you have a shadow. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to touch it with my finger. And then nasal labial folds. Is that what those are called? Right there's my darkest shadow. So I'm going to put the lightest right there. And then I'm going to very gently come down. Less is best. You don't want a bunch of cakey makeup in there. What you want is, and cream is so easy to do. You're going to take it like this. You can flip this over and do a little bit of that. And I'm going to take it and do it like that. And very, 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 very little. Very pat. Okay. So what that did was the shadow that was there, it minimizes it. It's not surgery. It's not filler, but it's a small little fix. So the eye bag, you darkened. The tear trough, you just filled in. Nasal labial fold, same thing. So I'm going to start over here because my darkness, most of my darkness, because I have a vein, is over there. This is my brightening shade. This shade is probably, oh gosh, 5 shades lighter than my main shade, maybe. We don't always go that light. Hang on. It's too much makeup. We need to chill that out. But I want you to see it. Okay, so see how that light color in there? And then I'm going to take my finger And you can take this. Just make sure you're not getting that light color too much up on the bag. If you get light color on the bag or illuminator from your eyeshadow on the bag, it makes it pop more. So you just really have to be careful. Okay, so we took care of that. And then here, we're gonna do that. Thank you, I was using a light color. Oh, you're welcome. The bronzer trick is relatively new to what I'm teaching. What she's saying is like on the bag or on the under eye, even under eye darkness, that's what we do. So there we go. Isn't that good? Okay, now see, I see a little bit, wait. It's because of the way the light's coming in. I mean, you don't want too much. There you go. That's what you do. So good. All right, I hope that helps you. I am here. If you guys need anything, if you need an eyeshadow match, like you need help picking out eyeshadows, let me know. I can do that. Just comment and say I need an eyeshadow match and I will send you a link to get it done. Thanks for being here, guys. See ya.